Yo, what's up, y'all? Welcome to another episode of Teams I Got Beef With, Week 11. So these are the teams right here: Atlanta Falcons, Minnesota Vikings, LA Chargers, and Kansas City Chiefs. Get your asses in here. Let's go. So welcome back, you guys. I hope you all did well this weekend. I hope you made a lot of money and whatnot. But let's get on these teams that messed up my perfect parlay. If you was watching the last episode, Hunt for the Perfect Parlay, I think y'all already get an understanding of the teams that I had chose. But there was some teams that I chose that I didn't mention on the show last week. And we're going to start it off right here. The Atlanta Falcons versus the Carolina Panthers. It was over there in Atlanta. Carolina, my team, beat the Falcons, swept them, you hear me, in OT in beautiful fashion, man. Bryce Young's best game ever. First quarterback in Carolina's franchise to throw over 400 yards in a game. Cam Newton hasn't done that. Jake Delhomme has not done that. That is good. That is a good milestone for Bryce Young coming into this game after the fan base just fell heavy on him. I felt bad, like, how we kind of went against him based on what the coach kind of said on the interview, man. But who knows, man? Bryce Young might be him, man. He might be him. He might not. Who knows, man? Who knows, bro? But Carolina got two more tests coming up, like in the next 2 weeks, pretty much. You got San Francisco 49ers and the LA Rams. But we're going to get back onto the team that I did select to beat the Carolina Panthers. But on the last episode, I chose Carolina to win. But on my ticket, I chose Atlanta. So the number one pass defense got thrown on like that by Bryce Young. At first, I thought, hey, man, even I said it in the last episode, I thought that Rico Dowell and Chuba Hubbard was going to, really just attack with the run game and everything. And that was the complete opposite. I was proud of my boys out there, man. I really have no ill shit to say about Atlanta because I'm like, hey, my favorite team just beat one of my most not liked teams. Let's just say I don't like the Atlanta Falcons. Out of the 32 teams, just the Falcons, I guess it's just the New Orleans inside of me. I'm from New Orleans and everything. So I guess that just, being from New Orleans and everything is just like, we never really rocked with the Falcons. We never really did. So I was still happy that the Panthers won. I had them on my underdog parlay, but that underdog parlay kind of fell through with certain teams not meeting the standards, like Tampa Bay supposed to be meeting the spread for the Buffalo Bills. They didn't do that. Who else did I select on my underdog? I actually, for some reason, went with New York Giants, man. You know what I'm saying? Jameis Winston, his magic when he comes out there, he could revitalize a team, but then you always got to remember, man, as many touchdowns Jameis Winston can throw, he can throw and meet it with them interceptions. He can throw for 3 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. He has done it before. But that's different. Underdog parlay, that's different from the perfect parlay. But anyways, congratulations to my boys, Carolina. Shame on you. Shame on me for choosing the Falcons. Shame on me. I'm glad we swept y'all. So anyways, let's move on to the next game right there. Minnesota Vikings, man. I don't know why I chose the Vikings. I just thought, hey, man, just being back at home, say JJ McCarthy, he did play pretty well when he came back and everything. Even though they came up short against the Ravens. So, I was thinking maybe Chicago, here and now, they could possibly come off with a sneak off win against Chicago, 2.5 spread and everything. And Chicago just did what I kind of figured Chicago was gonna win this one. I think I also choose Chicago on my underdog parlay. I have them circled right here, but not really sure. I didn't really look at that ticket. And I didn't put it in my files or whatnot. So Minnesota, I was just like, I kind of figured with Chicago, man, Chicago was gelling. They're actually coming into their own. So Chicago's going to be a very dangerous team going straight. As we continue to the playoffs, they're going to be a dangerous team, especially we got Detroit just lost to Philadelphia. So I'm pretty sure that the North is pretty much wide open between 3 teams, really. I'll say Chicago, Green Bay, and Yeah, Chicago, Detroit, and Green Bay. While Green Bay is still in the hunt. Chicago could actually make something happen up in there. But anyways, Minnesota, shame on me for choosing them. I knew in my heart not to choose them. Now, the one game that really did upset me and everything was the LA Chargers versus the Jacksonville Jaguars. That was a complete crap game right there by LA Chargers. What the hell happened out there? Justin Herbert is on my fantasy team, and I started him, so I lost my game because of my quarterback. First time ever. I've been doing fantasy for like maybe 3-4 years, and this is the first time ever I lost a game where my quarterback just said, fuck it. I don't know, man. And you know what? I kind of knew, man, because I be looking at Justin Herbert's like on production when his left tackle is not there. Joe Owen is out for the season, so I should have known better. Especially with the Jaguars. The Jaguars are such a confusing team because it's like they can go out there and they can beat teams where it's like these teams should beat them. But when it's like, yo, you should beat them, but when it comes to Jacksonville and it's like y'all should beat teams like the Texans last week and you just let them come back, it's like it's kind of hard to believe in teams like that, you know, man. It's like with the Carolina Panthers. It's like how you go and you beat the Green Bay Packers in Lambeau, and in the next game you get your ass whooped by the Saints. That's like, you know, it's like those are the type of teams that we be looking at. We like, man, y'all just be some up and down roller coaster type of teams, man. We don't know who you really are. It's like, damn. It's like these are the type of teams when you believe in them, they let you down or they choke. So Jacksonville went up in there, dominated against the Chargers. I don't know what the fuck is going on, man. But Justin Herbert need to stop holding on to that fucking football because he ain't gonna run it down. He's not gonna run it out. And if he does run it out, it's gonna be very slow. He's most likely ain't gonna get no damn first down and everything. It's like, golly. Goodness gracious, get that man some. I think what the Chargers need to do, they need to build depth in their O-line or something, man, because like that was horrible. I'm still trying to figure out how the hell I'm gonna get rid of Justin Herbert. How the fuck I'm gonna get rid of this dude? I need to try to trade him in my league and whatnot. All right, we're almost done with this right here. This is gonna be a very short episode. That's pretty cool. And the next team that I gotta go on is the Kansas City Chiefs. The Chiefs. Everybody thought, man, just because of the mode that they're in right now, which is straight panic, they're in the panic mode right now. We thought that they was gonna go. They was gonna get that win against Denver, and this they first meeting with Denver. They still got to see Denver down the road again. And by Denver being 9-2 and them 5-5, and the Chargers like right there on number 2, they have a chance to still get into the playoffs. But it's all they gotta win all through, you know what I mean? And the Chargers, they're gonna need the Chargers to lose out. They're gonna possibly need maybe, I think in the North, man, the Ravens are gonna catch the Steelers. They're gonna catch up to the Steelers, and the Steelers it's gonna be like a run between the Steelers and the Chiefs and one more team out there. I would say the only teams that can like really make it difficult for Kansas will be like the teams in the East, which is like Buffalo and the Patriots. Yeah, they're gonna have to really play for a playoff spot. They're not winning that division. I think that division obviously right now is strictly gonna go to Denver. They're by far the best team in the AFC West. So that's that right there. Kansas, like, they had their opportunities. They had their shots and everything, you know what I mean? It's just that's a good defense that Patrick Mahomes had to play against. 3 sacks on the day. I think he threw for like maybe 45 attempts, maybe completed 29, like 28, 29 of those attempts, 26, something like that in that range. 279 yards. Try to do what you can. You try to do the most you could, man, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, when games come down to the wire like that, to like, you know, to a field goal, that's how it be sometimes, man. And like I said in previous episodes, Denver is that team that showed you it doesn't matter how you start. It all matters how you finish. So with that being said right there, man, what have we learned from this week right there? What have we learned from this week? That we learned that the Chiefs are in panic mode right now. They're not completely out the playoffs, but they're in complete panic mode. Who would be a stronger team that I think of out of the LA Rams or the Buffalo Bills? Because to me, last week, those two teams right there displayed their strength and everything against two good teams that we could possibly see in the playoffs, which was the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the Seattle Seahawks. Seattle, I kind of figured that Seattle was going to get ran over by the Rams because Seattle really don't do well against teams that they kind of rival neck to neck with. They don't. Look at their schedule. They only mollywop teams that's like, yeah, of course you can mollywop that team, but let's see how you play against Philadelphia. Like, let's see how you play against Tampa Bay. Or let's see how you have to play against the Buffalo Bills in the season. Or let's see how you have to play. You see what I'm saying? Seattle is just like, okay, man, y'all good, but are y'all good? Y'all good, but are you good? I mean, that's what I'm saying right there. Seattle just didn't show me much. And the Bills, man, like I just say, man, Josh Allen is a bad man. So out of those two teams, the Rams and the Bills, I say the Bills, just because how Josh Allen, like, I guess recuperated his like how the game was starting out for him. I'm thinking, yo, bro, Tampa about to beat them, and then he just comes back and rallies with the troops. Three rushing touchdowns, three throwing touchdowns, like passing touchdowns, like 3 passing touchdowns, 3 rushing touchdowns. Josh Allen is a bad man, and he comes alive when his team needs him. He will carry that load. You know what I mean? So, yeah, the Bills still seem like they're the strongest team right now. They're the strongest team right now. Until we can see that, you know, the Ravens start coming back and doing what they can do. Other than that, man, that's all I really see, man. Oh, yeah, man, shout out to Shedeur Sanders, man, with his start. I feel bad for Cleveland's defense. Really, when I see good defense like Cleveland and Houston struggle with their offense, like Houston's offense is like an old car. You got to get it started up, and next you know, it'll get you there it'll get you where you have to go. And Cleveland is just like, what's going on with your offense? Shedeur Sanders, yeah, a lot of people saying, was he set up for failure? Obviously, man, like blackball that kid, man. But I feel like, man, he even if it was just like a little flash of that game last week, he did better than Dylan Gabriel. He did. You know what I mean? And I mean that last drive. If that wide receiver would have caught that touchdown, who knows how that would have just energized that whole locker room. So anyways, that was just a little duty that was a little ditty that I just wanted to like talk about and all that. And other than that, man, appreciate y'all for like, you know, rocking with me this long and everything. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel again. And yeah, man, I'll see y'all next week with Hunt for the Perfect Parlay Week 12. Y'all have a good one. Peace.